Yeah, hi. Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Can
Hi,
you hear me?
Ganesh.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, yes, we are here.
Okay, then I'll start now. Yeah, hi. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about that tool, the automation tool, most popular automation tool developed by the Tricentis, that is Tosca automation tool. I'll give you a brief demo about the Tosca. Let me share my screen. You can see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Today we are going to discuss about Tosca. The Tosca is the automation tool developed by the Tricentis company. From past 10 years, it is into the market, providing huge range of support to the companies for automating the applications. So, as you know, Eclat is a training institute, one of the best online training platform. We are focusing on developing 100% onto the practical knowledge instead of a theoretical knowledge. We are focusing on the practical knowledge so that students is able to get to know that easily. If you learn the topics through the practical way, you can remember in a long way a long time. So we are mainly focusing in that way. The way of approaching is different from the previous training institute. This is the main difference between the between for us and for the others. So going to the topics, the main overview of Tosca is going to Tricentis Tosca. As I said, it is a automation tool developed by the Tricentis. Almost from 2010 onwards, it is into the market. It is mainly used to automate the application end-to-end application instead of small scripts. So it is used to automate the end-to-end applications. Obviously it is located in Mountain View, California. The main head office and everything is there. And another main feature of the Tosca is it features a graphical user interface, which means compared to the other automation tool, we have a wide range of automation tools apart from Tosca. But the main difference between those tools and the Tosca is it features a graphical user interface. We have a GUI. In other tools, we can see only the coding we can write. We can't see the GUI of the user interface of that particular applications. But coming to the Tosca, we have a GUI. Everything we will do in the user interface only. So it is easy to the users to understand the concept and to understand the flow to build the logics as well. And at the same time, not only GUI, it supports the command line interface as well. Through the command line also, we can instruct the Tosca to automate the application, how to do automate the application like that. And also another feature of that is it integrated test management system, which means the Tosca, we can integrate the Tosca with another tools like Jira, defect management tools also there, right? Like Jira and everything. So we can integrate the Tosca automation tool with Jira, Qtest, and also we have Jenkins. Like that, we can integrate the Tosca with the other end of automating applications. Okay, as of now, clear, right, everyone? Okay, why to learn Tosca? Instead of there are huge range of automating automation applications are available in market, right? So why we need to choose Tosca only instead of all these things? The main advantage of Tosca, uh, the saying by company also, the main it is no scripting is required. It is a scriptless tool, which means for the you can take the another automation tool Selenium or EFT, you need to write codes. For Selenium, we can write code in Java. For EFT, C Sharp, and everything is required. So for coming to the Tosca, it supports GUI interface, right? So no need to write the code. Everything is built in inbuilt. So it supports only drag and drop functionality. We can do everything in GUI only. No need to write any task. Just we need to apply the logics where we have to use, how to use everything in that built inbuilt only. So we have to build the logics only. No need to write the code. So no knowledge, like technical knowledge is not required for that much. It is the main advantage of Tosca. But the Tosca can do everything. What are the things other applications can do? Even better than it can do. Okay, like I said, it is easy to use interface. Everything is in GUI, right? So we can easily interact with the application. We can understand the application easily. And it supports multiple technologies, which means while coming to the Selenium, it supports the web application mostly. It supports all types of web applications mostly, but it may not support SAP, XML, and other range of applications. But coming to the Tosca, it supports almost 60 plus applications. We can automate the applications by using Tosca. Around it has a count of 60 plus applications we can automate. And in the same way, one tool having multiple features, like with the help of the tool, uh, we can automate end-to-end process. And there are another features also are coming, like record and play assistance. Instead of scanning and everything, there are other features also coming to the Tosca. It support multiple features. The main future of the Tosca is Vision AI. In future, I think everything is going through Vision AI only. So Vision AI is nothing but when we are facing few difficulties in Tosca, the Vision AI is helps to override the identification of the modules in the Tosca. It is now onwards you may not understand this. I will not may not get to know this about this Vision AI, but when we are going to the topics and into the application day by day, you will get to know this how much difficulties we are facing in automating the application. So how much Vision AI will help for that, like that. So that's why if I tell you also, even though you will not understand this concept, so that's why if you go the day by day, then you will get to know this. And coming to this, it supports model based test automation, which means, as I said previously, for every automation tool, we have to write the code at backend. Not only fully, but at least 50% code we have to write to automate the application. But coming to the Tosca, it supports model based test automation, which means we are creating the modules having list of properties. A module is a module containing the list of properties, which means we are creating the modules, and based on the modules, we will create the test cases. We will automate the application. So that process, the way of approach is called model-based test automation. Instead of writing the code, we will create the modules, and based on the modules, we will create the test cases, and we will automate the application. Okay, as I said, it supports web, SAP, API. Mostly, almost all of the projects are migrating from EFT and Selenium to Tosca. Why? Because it supports wide range of applications. Web, it can automate web application, it can automate SAP application and API and XML, other 60 plus applications. Mainly the projects who are using SAP, almost 60 to 70% of the companies are migrating from other automation tool to Tosca for SAP. Mainly 60 to 70%. It supports that much. It gives effectiveness of the script that much. Okay, and it approach like a risk based test application allows to focus on the most important test while cutting the unnecessary tests of the automated testing process. Like it means simply we have another assume that we have 100 test cases. Based on the 100 test cases, we have less time to execute, and we have less time to provide the regression results. So at that time, we can't prioritize the test cases which are the important to execute in a short time. But in Tosca, based on the weightage we are giving while automating the application, we will provide some weightage of the test cases. So based on that, Tosca will automatically calculate and it will give the what are the risk based test cases, what are the test cases are having how huge risk. It will uh, it will uh, give the results. Based on the results, we will run those priority test cases at first. At last we can run the test cases less priority at last, which are having less priority. So as I said, the benefits to learn Tosca is it is a codeless tool. So we can suitable for less technical team members also who are having less technical knowledge also, they can learn Tosca easily. Then compare it to the other automation tool. And also it is a best automation tool. All are migrating to Tosca only. So we can expect at least 10 to 15 years of good future in Tosca. Then compare it to the other automations too. And coming to the easy to onboard the user, like if you are into the team, some other few new freshers or new teammates are came into the team, easy to onboard the user. You can guide your team easily. Then compare it to the other tool. You don't need to put few or huge efforts uh, onto the training part. Okay, and the reusability of test cases is strong. When we are doing code, if you do any small modification in the application, definitely you need to change the code at the backend. But coming to the Tosca, everything is the way of approach is same, right? You just need to change the logics or what is the control is changed in the application. You just to need to scan that particular thing only. Apart from everything is same. So the reusability of the test cases is strong. Then compare it to the other applications. We can use reusability every time. We instead of for example, if you build one test case, you can use the test case if uh, huge modifications also came into that. Even though by providing the only by scanning those additional features, you can use the existing script for the new application as well. This is the overall Tosca architecture, which means the complete architecture of the Tosca. Here we can see common repository where the all the scripts and everything we have developed it to the stored into the common repository. Mainly it will work on to the Tosca commander, and it is interlinked with the TDM test data repository, which means it is a separate server where we can store the test data. We can store the test data in Tosca tool, Tosca commander. At the same time, it is one of the additional feature for Tosca. We can store the Tosca data, test data into the TDM repository. It is additional feature for the Tosca. In the same way, the way the Tosca architecture is built is coming from the server and executions and T-box modules and everything. If you go to the topics one by one, then you will get to know this. You will get to know to understand of this complete picture. And the main thing, the main components of Tosca are these four. Tosca repository where we have worked on, we will work on everything in Tosca command only. So what are the things, what are the scripts we have built, what are the modules we have created, everything will be stored into the repository. Okay, the repository helps to store the data which we are developed in the Tosca tool. In the tool, it is used for the repository. And coming to the commander, this is the main part of the Tosca. It is heart of the Tosca. We will do every work in the, like we need to automate the application, right? So we have to automate the we have to create the test cases, and we have to create the execution list and execution report. Everything we will do in Tosca command only. It is the GUI of the Tosca application. So everything we will do in Tosca command only. I'll show you after this. I will show you this application as well. And the Tosca executor is after creating the test cases in Tosca Commander, we need engines to execute test cases, right? As I said previously, we can automate the huge range of applications in Tosca. So for the SAP, we have SAP engine. For HTML, we have HTML engine. For Java, for TCP, for XML, for everything, we have separate engines in Tosca Commander inbuilt. So based on the application, automatically it will go to that particular engine. It will execute the particular test case. So the executor is helps to identify the particular engine which is necessary to automate the it is which is necessary to run the test case, and it will automatically trigger through that engine only. System under, which means we are automating SAP application. If you execute the test cases through Tosca Commander, it will automatically the Tosca executor will find the engine. Based on the engine, it will start the executing that application. So system is under test. Based on the system is under test, system under test, it will identify this. Executor will identify the engine. We have number of engines: PDF engine, XML engine, Excel engine, everything. Based on the application, based on the test step, executor will find the necessary engine. And coming to the wizard, which it is nothing but a XScan. XScan means for automating the application, we have to build the modules. For creating the modules, we need to use the XScan. It will steer the controls in the application. What are the controls are in their application? It will steer the controls, and it will help to steer the application. Which means the action through XScan only we can create the modules. So these are the main four components of Tosca. Tosca repository, where we can store the data. Tosca Commander, where we are working, the real work is done. Tosca Wizard or XScan, where with the help of the XScan only we can create the modules, and we can automate the application. Tosca Executor, which helps to execute the test case or execution list by triggering the necessary engine. Okay. So this is the Tosca Commanders like feature. You can say this Tosca Commander when we are executing some particular test case or execution list. It will go through the execution control layer. It will identify the engine layer, which means whether it may be X browser or HTML engine or XML engine or so like that, or it may be SAP engine like that. Based on the engine, it will trigger it. Just after triggering it, it is a backend process. After triggering the test case, it will go through the execution control layer. Based on the engine, it will trigger the test case will execute. And coming to the XScan, like I said, wizard, where while scanning the application, also the same way of approach will be there. While we are scanning the application, it will go to the scan control layer, and automatically Tosca will suggest. For example, if you are automating SAP application, you do scan. Automatically, it will trigger and it will show up the SAP application only. If you are automating HTML application, while doing scan, automatically it will pop up the HTML application only at first. If you want to change, we can change, but the process is same. And coming to the Tosca Commander, like I said, first it is a short picture to say briefly. See, what Tosca Commander test case design is there. First, we will start with the modules. We'll create the modules with the help of the XScan. After creating the modules, we'll create the test cases. Okay, test cases will have the test data by the test case design section. So through the test case design section, we will pass the test data to the test cases. By using the modules, we can create the test cases. And at the same time, if we have a requirement also, we can have a requirement at outside, and inbuilt Tosca also we can have a requirement section. We'll have a requirement section. In requirement section, we can put the requirement section. We can link it to the test cases so that we'll get to know that how many requirements are done, mm, how many test cases are built for the particular requirements, how much percentage is done. Like that, we can have a preview also. And at the same time, after creating the test cases with the help of the requirements or test case design or modules, after creating the test cases, we'll build the logics and everything in the test cases. Then we will execute in the execution list. After creating the test cases, we'll execute in the execution list section, which means here after executing the test case in execution list, the test results will be stored into the Tosca. Okay. After executing the execution list, we can trigger the report. We can pull the report from the execution list. So the main sections are in Tosca command is modules, test cases, test case design section. If required, we can use requirements as well. Then execution, then report. The main work will be there in these four modules only. Mainly test case, the sections only. Test cases, modules, test case design section, execution list. Almost 90% of the work will be in these four sections only. Well, coming to this other automation tool, why Tosca is in huge demand. You can find the jobs in other Selenium or in other applications like jobs in Selenium automation tool. You can see over 200 applications are applied for this particular job. See, everywhere you can see over 200 applications are applied. But coming to the Tosca, updated 6 days back only. But coming to the Tosca in by Selenium is a free licensed tool. Okay, it is a open source licensed tool. So not licensed, open source tool. So there is no license is required for the Selenium. So that's why it's starting huge range of companies are using Selenium because of that less cost. At the same time, day by day, the usage of the Selenium is high. At the same time, the job seekers also high. Everyone is learning Selenium and everyone is trying to get the job in Selenium. At the same time, now almost all other companies are shifting from Selenium and EFT2 to Tosca. It is recently came. So if you are into the Tosca, definitely we will have at least 10 to 15 years of future. Selim is in the market after 15 to 15 years from back only. So obviously it is in a huge demand now. At the same time, in future, the demand will less definitely. All are migrating from EFT and Selenium to Tosca, right? So demand will be less. At the same time, the job seekers also almost everyone learns Selenium and everyone is trying to get the job in Selenium. So the demand is also high for the job seekers. But coming to the Tosca, it is recently into the market, right? So almost 20 to 30% only know about Tosca. So obviously we can expect a good future in Tosca. Then compared to the other automation, Tosca having a less competition in the market. And obviously we have a huge number of openings in the Tosca in market. See, there are number of jobs in that Tosca coming to this updated 3 days ago, updated month ago. Like that, we have number of openings in the Tosca. Then compared to the Selenium. The main thing I want to say is for Selenium there is a huge competition, but coming to the Tosca, we have less competition. At the same time, with the Tosca, we can expect at least 10 to 15 years of future. In software tool, we have to learn everything new whenever the new tool is coming. At the same time, it is a new tool into the market, so obviously we can expect long term reusability. See, 3 weeks ago, posted only 13 applicants are there. The job seekers are very less than compared to the other automation tools. Same 1 week ago, 25 applicants. 3 weeks ago, 13 applicants. 1 week ago, 13 applicants. 1 week ago, 25 applicants. 1 week ago, 13 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 applicants. 1 week a
Can you
Uh,
show the application?
yeah, I'll show you now. Now I'll show you the application. This is a, you can see that application, right?
Your screen is not shared.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's okay.
So this is a Tosca application, like Tosca tool. So here you can see, I'll tell you the things in Tosca. These are called menu. Like you can see, project, home, view, tools, and everything. These are called menu option. Okay, and this is called ribbon. If you are into the particular menu, you can see the options available for particular menu. This is called ribbon. This is called menu. This is called ribbon, which means in ribbon we can find that options are available for the particular menus. Okay, menu, ribbons, and these are called sections. As I said previously, the test case design test case section, module section, requirement section, test case design, execution, issues, configuration, test planning. But mainly we will use test case, modules, test case design, and execution. Okay, these are called sections. And coming to this view, this is called tree view, which means we can everything is in a tree module. Like for example, if you have something, some folder is there, under that we have another folder, under that we have another folder. It is like a tree view, right? Tree view. So that's why it is called tree view. We can see, if you click on particular thing or particular module, you can view detailed sections. Detail, for example, take this detail view. This is called detail view. Whatever the things we have selected here, the detailed things of the particular step or particular test case we can see here. So that's why it is called detail view. You can see this thing, but you can't see everything, right? So it is a tree view, it is a detailed view, and you can see this icon like this mark. If you click on this, in the same way, for selecting we can go here. If you select here, the particular properties of the particular test case or test step and everything will come here. It is called properties pane. It is called properties pane, which means what are the properties are available for the particular test step or test case or folder, everything we can see in properties. Okay, this is called tree view, this is called detailed view, This is called properties pane, and this is called status bar. Like for example, if you do any modification or everything is done, we can use status of the particular thing here. This is called status bar. I'm repeating it. Menu options, ribbon. These are sections and particular sections. Everything we have tree view, and it is a detailed view, and it is properties pane, and this is status bar. Now I will show you how the Tosca application will work, how the Tosca will automate the application. Like I said, first of all, we have to, for the first thing, for example, if you are automating the application or if you are automating the web application, the main basic prerequisite for the Tosca is we should have a extension. We can get it from the Tricentis portal as well, or by scanning also it will automatically take the extension. That's it. We don't need any other things. We just the main prerequisites of the Tosca is it need extension. At the same time, the browser zoom percentage should be 100. These two are the prerequisites for the Tosca. Okay, the main thing is extension we require for the particular browser, whether it is Chrome or Edge or Mozilla, and at the same time, the browser zoom percentage should be 100. These two are the main prerequisites for the Tosca. Okay, I will show you. For example, take this. We will automate. For example, you have received a functional document like this. They obviously, while automating the application, we will receive a functional document from the functional team. Like that, they may be provided with the screenshot. If it is a complicated application, they'll provide with the screenshot. Like this, we have to do. Like this, we have to do. If it is already well known, they'll provide only steps. Already you are working in the application from 1 year, so you know everything each and four. So just they will provide this like this. We need to register the demo workshop. They'll provide the URL. With this URL you're going to use, and you need to enter the until valid username and password. Click on registration links. Like these steps they will give. Obviously we will receive the each and every step from the functional team, or they will provide the KT. Based on the KT or the based on the document, we'll start the application, automating the application. Okay. So for example, assume that we have received a document from the functional team to automate the application like this. What is the first step for that? Launch the application, open URL. This thing we have to use. So for everything, first to automate the application is we need to create the modules. Based on the modules only, we'll create the test cases. Okay. By default, the another main advantage of the Tosca is by default there are several standard modules are available, which means, for example, you are using SB application, another some other guy using another HDFC application, another guy using Amazon application. So for everything, we need to open the URL. First, we have to open the URL is common, right? And after closing and after everything is done, we need to close the application as well. So for those things, we no need to scan it individually. We no need to create the module individually. What are the steps? What are the modules are we can use repeatedly? What are the modules are common? They have provided standard modules for that. I'll show you. There are three types of standard modules: X engines, test data, which is for TDS only, and automation tool. In the application, we can use the automation tool standard modules. In X engines, we can use for different engines. For example, we are going to automate the application of HTML. So go to the HTML. We have several standard modules like open URL, which is used to helps to open the particular URL. At the same way, we have close browser, which is used to close the existing browser. Click on screen. It is used to click on the particular screen based on the X and Y coordinates. Execute JavaScript, like it is used to execute, go to the previous screen like that. So we have several standard modules are available. No need to create the additional modules for the repeated things and common things. We can use we can use it directly. So now I am creating a test case. So I'll go through the topic. Document URL. For opening URL, we have a module. So no need to create it, right? I'm using it. So we can do rename for it. Registration process, I'll show you. So if you right click on it, we can have a multiple options here. See, create test folder, create test case. This is a test case section, right? We can create test case or create business test case. Like that, we have multiple options here in the context menu. So we have to create the test case, right? I'll right click on it. No need to right click on everyone. We exactly here. You right click on exactly here point. You can see the options, and I clicked on create test case. Okay. So we have to maintain some name, right? I have we are doing registration process, so that's why I have maintained a name as Bridget. Okay. For the first step is open URL. So already we have a standard module available for the open URL. So I'm just dragging and drop it. You need to click on here, not here or here. You need to click on here, drag it and drop it onto the here. Again, I'm showing you. If we have a standard modules, we have to use. So then there is a necessity to use. Then at that time, you can drag it and drop it onto test case. Drag it here where we have to drop it onto the test case. So go to the test case, keep like that only, and drop it here. In this test case, we have right, we need right. So just drop it here. Automatically, it will create the test. Okay, I'm deleting the duplicate one. There we have to provide the URL. We already have right. See, in the URL field, I have provided URL. I'm running it. See, if you right click on this term, we want to run the particular test step. Right click on it. We have an option that run in Scratchbook. I mean, for the testing purpose, whether it is working fine or not, we have an option called run in Scratchbook. Nothing is there in Scratchbook. No results will be stored into the Scratchbook. I have right clicked on it and clicking on running Scratchbook. See, it automatically opened that URL. Okay. So there onward, the next step is enter valid username and valid password. Which means, yeah. Yeah, first for the registration process, the first thing I think I missed it. First we have to clear the register button. Then only we will have a fields like that. So for that we need to scan that module, right? These are the standard modules. We can't modify this. We can use it. That's it. We can't modify it directly. Okay, but we can create another folder where we have to create the modules. I have created another folder here. I am doing scanning from here. If you right click on it, you can have an option called scan, which means scanning the application. See, here you can find application, API, mobile, PDF. Based on the engine, based on the application, you can choose. Now we have HTML, right? We can choose application. See, right click on this module or folder. We have an option called scan. Then choose application. So after choosing, it will show the what are the available windows are there, available open windows are there, it will show. We need to select it. Obviously, it is here only. So select this one. We have to scan this application, right? Select this one. This is called scan window. In the scan window, we will have multiple windows which are available, which are opened in our system. It will show. So based on in all of that, we have to select which application we have to scan. I clicked on it and doing click on scan now. This is called scan window. Okay, scan window, which means uh, it sees the each and every control in the particular page. For example, I have scanned this application, right? So I'll tell you in the scan window, X scan window, we have three types of views. Views. This is called basic view, which means we have only finished screen, condensed, advanced, closed. This is called basic view. Okay. If you click on advanced view, it will go to the advanced view, which means in the advanced section, we can see all the controls available in the application. See, this many controls are available in the application. We have scanned this page, right? So that's why Tosca automatically scanned these controls, steered these controls into the page. So each and every control we can see here. In the advanced view, we can see all the controls present in the particular application which we have scanned, which we where we have performed on the application like page. That page controls will be here only. And coming to another more thing is condensed view, which means it will go to the side. We can have a full access to the application to scan. Now, in the advanced view, I'll tell you this is the condensed view, basic, which we are use it to go to the basic view. After scanning, we will do click on finish screen so that the scanning will finish. Highlight selection, when we are going to the particular things and everything, to do highlight selection, it will show where it is there in the application. See, it is there in the application. For example, we have register button. In the same way, you have register button somewhere also. You may be confused about what is the button of like where is the exactly control. If you have a multiple register links, you may be confused which button is or which link it is. You can simply click on it, do highlight selection. It will highlight the thing where it is exactly. Like that, select on screen obviously use it to select that. I'll show you now. And different identification methods are there. And filter, if you want to filter the links, buttons, and everything, you know, right? These are the links, these are the buttons, these are the links, these are the buttons. And when you have a drop downs, those are the drop downs, and these are the text boxes. Like that, we have different type of elements in the web page. So based on the things, we can filter as well. See, button, image, label, link, and at the same way, we can search the controls with the name also. Show content preview is it to know the particular what is how the table, for the tables only it will use. Select new application, use it to and select another new application. And close is for closing the scan window. Now I'm going to the basic view and I'll scan the application. See, no need to do anything. If you want to scan the particular thing, just to go here, click on it. Just to click on it. Obviously, it will take the Tosca scan window will take. Okay. Now after clicking on it, you can select the properties. What are the properties are there for the particular things. Tosca will work on the modules, will steer the controls based on the properties only. For example, you can take the register link. Okay, this is the main point, main concept of the Tosca. We'll create the module, then only we'll create the test cases. Creating the module is only the main and important concept in the Tosca. Hard thing. After creating the modules, you can create the test cases easily. Creating the module, how we are creating the module? For example, assume that you have a register button here. Based on the properties, Tosca will take automatically. Properties, what are the properties? Properties means register. It is a link. Link is one of the property for this control. And register, the name you can see, right? Register. That is one of the property for it. For example, if you want to understand clearly, you can take chair. Chair having separate shape. Shape is a property. It maybe have separate color. Color is a property. It have some height and width, right? It has some height and width. It is one of the property. It is different model. It is one of the property. So what are the controls having the future? Those are called properties. And for us also, height, weight, color, and everything is a property for us. Like the register button, Tosca taken this register button with the properties like inner text. It took inner text property and at the same time tag. Tag A means it is a link. You can see visible inner text also, which means visibly at backend we may have different name. By visibly we can may have different name, but for visibly also we can same name. Okay. After selecting this, see this. This is the main thing. The selected item is unique. The selected item should be unique. Then only Tosca modules will work. For example, register button is there. In the same way, you can have another button here also, register. That is also button. This is also button. That is also having same register name. This is also having same register name. Assume that. So obviously Tosca will get confused. Obviously two controls are having similar properties. So at that time, the status will not come. It will show like the item is not unique like that. So for that we have different identification methods are there to make the control as unique. I'll show you later. For this, what are the controls we are going to scan? That should be unique only. The selected item is unique. It should be unique only. Okay. I'm saving it. Okay. I'm closing it. See, register button came. We have scanned this now. So for this also we have to click on register, right? Just dragging it and dropping it onto our test case. So what we have to do, what we will do manually, we will click on register button, right? So the same thing we have to do, click only. Open curly bracket, click. I have given click operation. So if you run this, see, automatically clicked it. The scratchbook results you can see here, whether it is clicked or not. Okay. What is the next step to register the application? We have to select a gender, first name, last name, email, password, and everything, right? The same way, we may not have these things in the common standard module. We have to scan those as well. So I'm going to the module again. Click on this, right click on it. You can have a scan option. In the scan, go to the application, click on it. And in this, what is the application we have to scan? Select it and then click on scan. Then simply select the controls by clicking on by selecting it. See, male, I have to use male only, or if you want to use female also, you can scan female. So click on this one, not this one. See, if you go to this place, it is a label. You can see a option, right? It is a label. You can't, you if you click on it manually, it will work. Will it work? No. We have to select this only because we are clicking on it only. So that's why we have to select this only, not this one. Okay, exactly this and also exactly this. And coming to the first time also, if you click on here, it is a label. We can't scan and we can scan it, but we can't input it, right? So we have to input here. So that's why select this C. A. This A means it is a text box. This A means this is a label. Only text is will be there. We can read it, we can't modify it. But it is a text box. Okay. And in the same way, I'm selecting last name. Same way, email, password, confirm password, and register. These are all necessary fields we have to fill for registering the application. So I have scanned all these things. I'm checking everything is unique or not. Obviously, everything is unique. If it is not unique, it will show in a yellow color. For example, first name may not be unique. If we remove this ID, see, it is showing in yellow, which means it is not unique. We have to make that as unique. If we want to give additional properties also, we can give. It is a tag input, which means text box, right? So tag is input only. And class name and inner HTML, inner text, name, outer HTML, outer text. Like that, we have multiple properties. Obviously, all are in unique only, so no need to identify. If you want to give additional properties also, you can give, no issues. But obviously, ID and thing we may not take, but name and everything we can take. And email, password, confirm, and register password. Okay, I'm saving it, closing it. So this thing we have to change the name. It is a register button, right? So for each and every module, we have to maintain the name as well. This is registration details. So same way, I'm dragging it and dropping it onto the test case. Okay. In the same way, we can modify the names as well. Open URL. Okay, it's same name. And here, what we are doing, click on register option, right? So clicking on register. Okay. What we are entering details. In the same way, you can modify, enter, register details. So here we have to select now. If you want to select female or female, if you want to select male or male, you can select. I'm selecting male, and the first name as you can provide anything. The last name, email, you can give any random name, but it should be not existing in the application. Obviously, when we are going to register in the particular web or somewhere, if you are given the existing email ID or existing email thing, obviously it will show an error. This email is already exist, right? So we have to give new name only. Password one, anything you can give. And after everything done, we have to click on register button, right? I am giving it. Okay, I have filled the data. What is the first name? What is the last name? Email, input, password, and confirm password register. This email may not be available in Gmail. You can do any dummy email ID, no issues. There is no rule that that email should be existing in the Gmail like that. You can give dummy email. So if you run this, see how fast it has given. The next thing is we have to click on continue. Then we can do logout. Hmm? Same way, I'm scanning it. Selecting it. Okay, this is already in Unix. Saving and closing. Just dragging it and dropping it onto the test case exactly and providing click, running it. So at last we can do logout and we can close the application. The same way we don't have logout controls now. Logout we have to scan. By clicking on it, selecting scan and selecting application. Selecting the scan window, which browser we have to scan like that, which application. Click on select, we can scan. Select the controls which we have to steer. This one is enough for us. So I'm selecting it. Check whether it is unique or not. It is unique. If it is unique, click on save and click on close. The closing is must. If you didn't close the Tosca scan window, it is very powerful. It will mess up the everything. So while doing the scanning up to closing, you have to be careful. And dragging it and dropping it onto the test case and clicking on logout. Then the last step is closing the application, right? So for closing, we have obviously it is a common thing. We have a standard modules. Go to the standard modules, X engines, HTML engine we are using. So in the HTML engine, you can find close browser. Drag it and drop it onto the test case, close browser. Here, what is the value we have to give? It is a title, which means the complete URL we may no need to give. We can give the title. You can see this. If you open any another window, this is the title, Amazon, not complete URL. In the same way, for this, it is the title, demo web shop. This title we have to give as a value, not your opening URL. It is must. Why? Because uh, if you did provide any full URL, obviously the web page or everything will not open. But closing the application, the complete URL no need. We can give the title. Based on the title, it will close that particular browser or window. That's it. So demo web shop exactly. Case tense says sense to also we have to be exactly what is there. By clicking on it, running it. See, it automatically closed. So this is the process. This is how the Tosca will work. If you want to run it completely, I'll run it. This is the previous one only. The same steps: open URL, demo web shop, registration details, and this thing and this thing. Okay. here we are using random 3, which is a future for the application, which means for the registration purpose we can't use same email id, right? So that's why I just used random number. It will generate the random 3-digit number, so every time it will give you the random email, so that every time the registration process will work. If you are already registered with the particular email, you can't again register with it, right? So that's why I have given random number. Obviously, after Sai Santosh, it will create 3 digits of random number. So obviously password we can use repeatedly. It will create the new email id. So I am running the whole test case now. You can see how fast Tosca will do that process. Then compare it to the all applications, how fast it is. Clicking on register and entering the details. Is clicked on register and clicking on continue and clicking on logout and closing the application. See, in 16 seconds, the process end. So if you do the same thing manually, how much time it will take? If you do the same thing through the another application, how much time it will take? It is that much fast and that much effective and that much accurate also. If you want to verify something also, instead of putting input, we have several action modes available. If you verify, you can find if case sensitive also, it will not work, you will throw an error. The test case will fail. Okay. This is the application. This is how the way application will work. This is how we have to create the modules and we have to create the test cases. For the temporary purpose, we have a option called running scratchbook. Clear? You guys have